for not playing for a couple months. Not too bad. What is up, everybody?
Did you just whip me the finger?
No, I was going, what is up, everybody? Well, I mean, I can. No problem, So, I'm sorry. Hold on, Lisa. Let's start this right. Sup, fuckers? All right. Gary and Tammy here from Crystal Vision Pools. Hashtag
and Gina.
Oh, and Gina. Well, fucking
and,
our customers now. What's up, fuckers?
Tammi.
We are here with another pool school video, and this one is all informational. And this is one of those that I was thinking about this yesterday, and
Gonna get a drink.
we have touched on some of this, but we didn't really go into details about it. And I figured we've touched on it in a couple of different pool school videos and lives. Actually, I don't think they were pool school videos because I went through a lot of the pool school videos and I didn't hear it. There may be some in there that we've touched on it, but we're going to go through the whole thing. And it's pricing. And, excuse me, more specifically, transparency of pricing, price gouging, and add-ons. That's kind of what we're going to be talking about. Okay? The first thing that I want to say about this is we don't have packages. Okay, now this I know we've said on lives before, but this one we're going to say again. I think we may have actually had a pool school on this. We touched on this in another pool school, but we do not have packages. So when you call us to schedule a pool opening, a pool closing, a weekly or bi-weekly service, we're not going to give you, okay, you get the silver package, the gold package, the platinum package. We don't have any of that. We don't do any of that with any of our services. We are either opening your pool, closing your pool, cleaning your pool. That's it. We don't give you the, we're not. If we don't take your cover off, it's this much. If we make you hard boiled eggs, it's this much. We don't do all that. We don't do all that bullshit. To clean your filter when we're closing the pool, to clean your filter, if you have a DE or a cartridge filter, it's an extra $150. Some are charging $150. Some are charging more than that. But we know one that said $150 right now. We don't do that. We don't do any of that. So I learned old school, okay? And old school was you take all of that pricing and you turn it into one hourly rate. How long should it take you to a closing, roughly? But it's not really, it's labor plus chemicals. It's all involved. It's all inclusive. Okay? And you don't necessarily go by an hourly rate. Okay? You do, but you don't. It's very difficult to explain how openings and closings work. Services are an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. That's just industry standard. Openings and closings are priced by basically the pool and filter system and the complexity of the closing. Okay? Chemicals are chemicals. Chemicals are what chemicals are. So, but here's the problem. What a lot of these pool companies are doing, okay, is they're giving you a price over the phone. I know this because I worked for most of them. They're giving you a price over the phone. Let's just shoot out a price, say $350. It's going to cost you $350 to close your pool. But when they get out there, now it's a DE filter. So now they're going to charge you extra to clean that DE filter or cartridge filter. They're going to charge you extra to clean that. Okay? I have actually heard of some of them that are charging extra to backwash sand filters, which is ridiculous. But we don't do that. We are one price is all of it. No matter what kind of, it doesn't matter. You're getting in-grounds have a price, above grounds have a price. That's it. Okay? The only difference is distance, where we have to go for your pool. That's the main difference in pricing. And even that is not, I mean, if we have to go a great distance, you're going to be probably a little more. But we haven't even really been doing that. We've been in ground zero price, above ground zero price. Okay? But we do everything while we're there. We backwash the sand. We vac the pool. A lot of them are charging you an extra, however much to vac the pool, opening and closing. They don't even do it when they close. We do it because we're lowering the water with that vacuum. With that vacuuming, we're lowering the water. Not only are we cleaning the bottom of the pool, but we're lowering the water level. Okay, so we don't have the package bullshit. We do what we need to do when we're there. We open and we close your pool. We service the pool. Okay, we don't care about those package shit. And I learned that a long time ago. Almost all the pool companies that I've ever worked for have always had packages. You know, you got the silver package, which, you know, they don't take the cover off. They don't spin the spin downs down, or the deck anchors is what they're actually called. You know,
Yeah.
they don't. They some of them don't. Some of them charge you extra for chemicals. When we give you
Some of them charge extra to clean the grids
already
off
already
and
went
the
through
cartridges up.
So when we give you a price, the price we're giving you is all inclusive for an opening,
Everything
a closing,
included.
or if you need extra chemicals, they're going to be extra. That is the only thing that we can't tell until we get there for opening, because we don't know what your pool's going to look like unless we closed it. Then we pretty much know, unless you're a late.
You mean unless we serviced it?
No, unless we closed it for opening, let's say.
Oh.
Okay, so if we come out to your pool to
If
open your
we
pool.
closed it in a prior year and we know you're going to need extra chemicals, that's what you mean.
No. No. If we closed it the year before and we know they're not going to need extra never mind, they knew what I meant. You're confused.
No, I think I said what you were trying to
No.
explain.
No. If we closed it the year before, we know you're probably not going to need extra chemicals because we closed it and it's probably going to open crystal clear. If we did not close it and we are now opening it, you may need extra chemicals, but we're not going to know that until we get the cover off. Okay? Now, if you're one of our customers that either closed early or opened late, that I can't help you with. You may be green. We had a couple of them this year. My point being is, though, we don't charge extra to take your cover off. We don't charge extra to clean your cover and fold it.
We don't charge extra to vac.
We don't charge, I said that already. We don't charge extra to vac.
Okay? I was doing
I know that. So you weren't here. So be off with you. All right. Now, you will get over the phone, and I know why they do it. I understand why they do it. They want to get into your backyard. That's the secret. Once they're in your backyard, chances are you're not going to kick them out. You're going to let them do the job. But if there's, and here's the real shitty thing, and we're finding this out more and more. A lot of these companies are not even telling you they're charging you extra for that shit, which is really fucked up. That's really fucked up. You're getting a bill in the mail for $300-400 more than what they originally told you. And people are going, what the fuck is this? The problem out there is very few are bitching about it. Very few are going back to them saying, I'm not paying this. Like, what the fuck? We know a couple customers that did. But the problem
before they came to us.
Well, after they came to us, actually.
Yeah.
Because they found out our price.
Right.
So the thing you guys got to be careful. When you call these companies, service companies, make sure you're asking them, when they give you the price, make sure you ask them, what all does that include? What do you do for that price? Ask the question. Ask it. Because if they tell you that, let's say for opening, if they don't tell you that they remove the cover, they put, if you have a mesh or solid safety cover and you have deck anchors, they put the deck anchors down. Let me tell you what we do. We remove the cover, whatever cover it is. If it's a water bag cover, we empty all the water bags.
You talking about openings?
Yes, openings, obviously. So for openings, we remove the cover no matter what it is. If it's a water bag cover, we remove all the water bags. We empty all the water bags. We roll them up, every one of them. We fold the cover. We fan fold the cover off the pool. We roll that up nice, and we put
try
it.
To clean it off as much.
Try to clean it off as much as we can. and then we'll put it away. Either we put it away where you want it, or we'll leave it. Some of our customers like us just to leave it because they have areas they clean out and then they put it away. We do that. That's the first thing we usually do when we get there, is to get the cover off the pool. Okay. Then we go back to I'll go back to your system. I'll get all the plugs in your system. I'll look at your system first, make sure everything looks good. I'll put the plugs in the system. Tammi, once I get the plugs in the system, Tammi will then go and take the plugs out of the pool so that we can get the pool running. While I'm getting the pool running, Tammi is usually setting up to do the first vac. Now, it depends.
We usually tell all our customers to make sure the water level is filled up,
That's your only job.
Unless you have a skimmer plate.
Right. That's your only job, is to make sure the pool is full. It's your only job. That's all we ask. And so that we have running water and electric. And all the electric is turned on and all that shit. And we have access to all your accessories like handrails, eyeball fittings, ladders, whatever the case may be. If you have a rope going across the pool, whatever. Ladders for in-grounds and above. But we do all of that. And then once we have it running, if you have a DE system, we DE it. Okay? We usually vac through our pump most of the time, depending on how it looks. If it's not real bad after we DE it, we'll vac through your pump. But we always vac. We do an opening vac. If we can't see the pool, we'll put chems in it, let the chems do the work, and then we'll come back and vac it once it's clear. But the point of the matter is, you don't have to do anything. Okay? All you have to do is, if it's green or brown or black or whatever the case may be, you just got to let us know when it's clear so we can come back and do the first time back and get it running. Closing is the exact opposite. Okay? We do everything. The point I'm trying to make here...
We vac it to waste so we can lower the level.
Yeah, we lower the level with that, as I said earlier already. So, and we clean your grids off. If you have a DE filter, we clean your grids or your cartridge. We take them out and we clean them off so they're spotless, put them back in, close it up so it's ready for the spring. You have got to ask these companies
Drain the tank.
Well, yeah, obviously. We blow out the line. We do all that. We do literally everything. On above ground pools, one of the dumbest things I've heard yet is it's illegal for us to take the ladder out. Where that came from, I have no clue. But that's an above ground. It was a company that told a customer that it was illegal for them to take out the ladder.
I think
they can't take it out. They can't. I think they did either. But so I just want everybody to understand that we don't do the package shit. We don't do the add-on shit. When we give you a price, she's giving you a full price to do the whole job. She tells you, unless there's extra chemicals that are needed, which you will know ahead of time. We never do anything. It's sort of like going to your auto mechanic. Your auto mechanic calls you before he does any work. That's how we are. Guys, other pool companies are not doing that. I promise you. They're not doing that. We are hearing this from countless customers that are saying, yeah, I got a bill in the mail.
From a bunch of different
companies. Of different companies. They're sending the bill. The bill is coming into these customers for sometimes double what they were told the original price was going to be. Please, guys, be vigilant of this. Please, please, please make sure you ask these companies what all is included for that price, because they're going to add shit. We do not do that. We don't add. It's in ground is one price, above ground is one price. Period. All right? What you see on your invoice is how much she tells you it's going to be. Unless we've made prior arrangements and you know there's extra chemicals involved or extra time or whatever the case may be. All right? So please, please, please watch that this year. The other thing is, I highly recommend you ask these pool companies if you have a DE filter. This is a big one. If you have a DE filter, I know you do. If you have a DE filter system, make sure you tell that company, you are not authorized to take my grids. You clean them and then put them right back in the tank. Trust me, we have run into several. What they're doing is, which is bullshit, what they're doing is they'll pop the tank off. They'll take the lid off. They'll take your DE grids out. They'll put your tank back together. You don't know this, but they're taking them back to their warehouse, to their store, whatever the fucking case may be. They're taking them back to their warehouse or their store. They're storing them and cleaning them, but they're charging you to store them and clean them. Look at your bills. Guys, got to start checking your bills because there's pool companies out there that are doing this. We know it for a fact. We've been told by several customers.
And if you decide not to use them for the following year,
Yep.
they could be dicks and be like, well, you're not getting your grids back.
Yep.
You're going to have to buy new ones.
And you know what? You can't do anything about it. You know why? Because possession is 9/10 of the law. They have those grids. You cannot prove they're yours. Trust me, I've been down this road before. Make sure you tell them they are not authorized to take your filter grids.
Unless you write your name on there and a Sharpie.
All they have to do is rub the Sharpie off. Or you write it somewhere. But a lot of them take them apart. I don't take them apart to clean them. I actually know a company that the owner, he actually, when he does them, he takes them all apart and cleans them. I don't do that. I take the extra time and just clean them while they're all together. Because it's a pain in the ass to take them apart and put them back together. So I just clean them. Yeah, it's too time consuming. So I just clean them together. Or actually, I'll clean them and then she'll look at them. She'll do whatever. If anything more needs, like if I get googly eyed and I can't see, and she'll look them over, make sure we got. But we clean them when they're all together. But then they go right back in your tank, which is where they're supposed to be. And then what we do is your drain plug in your tank. We put that in 2 threads so the water can still drain out of it, but animals can't get into it. Because I've been down that road before too with another company I worked for. There were rodents, there were mice and stuff like that getting up inside the tank and building a mouse nest on top of the tank, on top of the manifold inside the tank. And you don't know until you go to start it, unless you're going to take it apart. But there's no real reason to take it apart because you already cleaned the grids. I started that with the other company. I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to put the drain plug in. You put it in 2. You just you get it so it just starts, and you go 1, 2, and that's it. That way, water can still drain out, but no rodents can get in. Trust me, guys, been down this road many times. All right, but you've got to make sure these people are cleaning your grids and cleaning your cartridges, and you got to make sure they're backwashing your sand filter. That those cannot sit with that shit in them and on them all winter long. It'll destroy the filters. It'll screw up the sand.
John, what's up?
What's
Happy
up, John?
Sunday.
Happy Sunday, buddy. Thanks for joining in. You have to make sure that if you have a sand filter, when you go to close it, you're backwashing. Don't let that shit sit. We had a problem with that with the pool that we have. And we even changed the sand, but it was in the lines because he's hard plumbed. Because it sat, he got a hole in it over the winter. So it all drained out. So when I went to close it, I couldn't backwash it. There was no water in the pool. I couldn't backwash it. So it sat all winter long with whatever dirt was in it. Well, it took us up to now to get all the dirt out. I mean, it took us up to like 2 visits ago to get all the dirt out. So it's no longer getting cloudy. But you have to make sure you're backwashing sand, completely clear backwashing sand. You're taking apart your DE or cartridge filters, and you're cleaning them really, really well. Your cartridge and DE filters, unless you have an old Stay Right.
Well, it was actually before closing that his pool got a hole.
Well, yeah. If you have an old cartridge, if your cartridges are supposed to be gray, make sure they're clean gray. Most of them are white today, and if they are not white, and I mean white, like white, this is how they should look. This is what makes your grids and those cartridges.
And this actually has a hue of purple because of the sun. This changes colors in the sun.
Yeah, but it's white. They should be snow white. Okay. There is another. Pool school video that we did that's showing you old cartridges versus new cartridges. If you look at the new cartridge, that's what they should look like. White. I mean, not cartridges. The cartridges too, but the grids. The grids and the cartridges should be white. Okay? What is the best filter, sand or earth? Okay, so good question. Very good question. Now, I'm going to give you some numbers, John. I'm going to give you statistics. The original sand, DE was always supposed to be the best. DE filters down to between 1 and 3 microns. Okay? You can look this up. DE filters down to between 1 and 3 microns. Okay? See, 1 and 3 or 1 and 4. Whatever. Let's just say 1 and 3.
I thought it was 3 to 5.
No, not for DE. DE filters down to the lowest micron you can get. Sand, the original sand, number 20 silica sand, the original sand for a sand filter, only filters down to like 15 to 20, maybe even 25 microns. So it was always DE was the best. Now, the new sand that we use actually filters down to DE quality. It filters down to like 3 to 5 microns. You're not going to notice that difference with the naked eye. You're not going to notice that. So I'm going to say, and all of our customers that have switched love the new sand. We use a new sand, and I'm going to tell you the new sand is better, and I'll tell you why it's better. You're not going to notice that 2 to 3 micron difference, number one. Number two, sand is way, way easier to take care of, and you don't have to have earth around. You don't have to add anything. You go to backwash, you backwash till it's crystal clear, you shut it off, you go to rinse for 10 seconds, shut it off, go to filter, you're done. Okay? So, what? Ow.
It's 3 to 5.
So the sands are the same. The sand and the DE are the same. Then, they're the same. So it is 3 to 5. I was wrong. So DE is 3 to 5. So the new sand, bright line sand.
One says 1 to 6. The other one says 3 to 5.
I knew there was a 1 in there.
So it's 1 to 6.
Say 1 to 6. I knew a 1 was in there. I've been doing this a long time. I knew 1 was in there.
This one says
you know
2
what?
to 5.
You know what? There's different types of DE too, though. Now, the DE that we use is 1 to 5. Is 1 to 4, 1 to 5. I know there's a 1 with the one that we use. There's a new type out there that I don't think filters as well. It's supposed to be that Cataldi had it. No, that's sand. Cataldi had that other. Boy, it's weird saying that name.
Zeobrite?
Whatever it was. No, I forget. But anyway, it's a different kind of DE. It's supposed to be natural shit. That doesn't filter down as well. DE that we use filters down to like 1. I was always taught 1 to 3. 1 to 3, 1 to 4. Whatever. Let's just say 1 to 6. But I know our DE filters down to like 1 to 3. Okay, the stuff we use. But the new sand filters down to 3 to 5 that we use, which is bright line sand. It's actually got shards of glass in it. It's got little particles of glass in it. Recycled glass. So I would recommend the new sand, the bright line sand that we use. So we have actually had customers switch from DE to sand, and they love it. They said we don't see any difference, and it's so much easier to take care of. All right, it's a very good question, John. I hope that answers your question for you. And I might as well give you this statistic.
Cartridges are 10 microns.
Yes, cartridges. The newer cartridges will filter down to like 10 microns. I was going to say 15 to 20, but a lot of the older ones are like 20 to 30. The newer ones can filter down to like 10. I would never use a cartridge filter. They're a pain in the ass. Cartridge filters, you have to take the filter system apart, the filter apart, and you have to actually hose the cartridges down. There's no backwash. DE, you can backwash, put more DE in. Sand, you backwash, you go, and then that's it. John.
Off of this website. That's how much one bag is.
Holy shit.
Jesus
what website is that?
Pool Web. That's fucking insane.
They're ripping people off.
Retarded.
That's one? No,
that's
that can't
one
be
bag. That's 1 40-pound bag.
Oh my God. All right, I'm only kidding. That's highway robbery. So, John, if your DE system, what do you have? You have DE or you have cartridge? You probably have cartridge. That's probably why you're saying that. And yeah, if you have a cartridge system, I would highly recommend going sand. Sand is way easier and way less. Let me put it to you this way. This is how easy sand is. When it comes to, you have DE. You don't really have to switch. If you have diatomaceous earth. The only difference you're going to have is you won't have to have the DE around. And you don't have to add anything. What?
Does DE have recirculate, though?
Yeah, it's the same. Usually it's the same. The only difference between DE and sand is where your valve is for filter is opposite. So DE is, I think, back here filter. Sand is towards the unit. If
But
you've got a side mount,
some DE ones don't have recirculate.
it depends on all the Hayward ones do.
Yeah.
Some of the manufacturers didn't. John, you don't have to switch, but for ease of use, here's the difference. DE, you backwash, put it back in filter. You don't have to go to rinse with DE, but you got to put DE back in. And DE is not good for you. DE is ground up fish bones. That's what DE is. That's what DE is made of.
You don't want to inhale that.
You don't want to inhale
either.
that shit. Yeah, my fingers are starting to take a shit in it. Oh. You have an EC system then with the fingers that hang down. Yeah, I would. If that's starting to give you shit, yeah, I would get rid of that. I would go with sand. If you let us know what size your pool is, we could size you up a filter. What kind of pool you don't have? You have a what kind of pool do you have? You have an Intex? I think I saw you in an Intex pool, right?
Kelly.
See, now you started. Go over there. You got to start the shit.
What's up?
She never learns. Yeah, you look about as tired as me. Oh, yeah, if you got earth blowing out, then yeah, you have either a manifold cracked in the very top where the fingers come out of, either that's cracked or you have a hole in one of the fingers. Yeah, it's not worth it. You might as well replace it with a sand. So sand filters, 24 round. I would go with, I would maybe oversize it a bit. Go with a 180, an S180T. Where are you located, John? Are you here in PA? Yeah, I would go.
All the Wagners are here in Berks County.
I would go with an S180T. Oh, you're in
Pottsville.
Dude, let me know if you need it, because the other thing we do is we also do hard plumbing on above grounds. Keep that in mind. You would never have to worry about hoses blowing off. Keep it in mind. But let us know when you're ready to do it, dude. And we'll. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you something. Here's a little food for thought, John, and this is to help you save some money.
Don't talk about food.
Shut up. Just stop. Would you? God, you and food. food and fucking concerts. Right here. And alcohol. So
now you made me sound like I'm an alcoholic.
The shoe fucking fits. So
I'm not an alcoholic.
John, just so you are aware, we do a winter service. We have winter services that we do. We're open all year long. We have winter services that we do. So and here's why I'm telling you this.
We go up your way every Friday.
And we're up your way all the time. Dude, we go way out. We go way past you. Holy shit. We're way up there. But here's the thing. So every year, pool industry prices go up every single year. They go up usually around January, usually right after Christmas, January-ish, early to mid-January. Prices go up. Now, how do you avoid that? We're open all year. So if you buy the stuff through us early and we install it over the winter, which gives us work over the winter, we deliver the stuff as soon as it comes in. It's sitting at your house, and then during the winter, you would pay the labor. During the winter, we would come up and install everything. And if you do it during the winter and you want to do hard plumbing, we can do everything at one shot. And then when you start up the system, when you start it up in the summer, you're ready to go. You don't have to wait for anything. You're ready to just go in the spring to start it right up, and it's a fresh system. Just keep that in mind. All right, we do that. We're open all year long. We actually have a bunch of work coming in already for the winter. But let us know, because we can get you on schedule to do that. That's a perfect time to do stuff like that, because there's no water to worry about. Cool. Definitely will keep you in mind for it. Cool, John. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate that.
You're here.
And we're actually booking now for closings and winter services. Our winter services are the repairs and stuff like that, installs, upgrades, plumbing, stuff like that, sand changes, new filter. So we're doing that now. And if you have a decent pump, I would need to see your pump. But if you have a decent pump and your pump works okay, you would only need the tank, the valve, and the sand, and then we would plumb it all together. So keep that in mind. We could take care of you this winter, and you wouldn't have to wait during the summer, and you would beat the pricing because the prices go up every freaking year. It pisses me off, but it is what it is. Can't control it. So our labor rate doesn't go up, but the prices of all the shit goes up. Pumps, filters, motors, all that shit. Chemicals. Um, Jesus Christ. So anyway, again, just make sure you guys are checking with these companies. If you're closing your pool, if you're having a company close your pool, make sure you're checking with these companies for what's included in their pricing. I'll tell you what to do. Tell them you want an all-inclusive price. I guarantee you're going to find them to be either more expensive or right around where we are. And if you want an all-inclusive pricing right off the bat, contact us. We'll give you the price that we would normally do it for. You can compare, right? You give us all your information, either email or text, okay? You text your full name, your location, city and state if you're not in PA. We need one picture of the filter system, need a picture or two of the pool, and we need the service or services that you're looking for. And we'll give you pricing. All right. But guys, please don't get taken for a ride this year. Please. I'm telling you, it's crazy what some of these companies are charging. I can't believe what some of these companies are charging. And I don't want to see you guys get taken advantage of. All right. We're out here. We're out here to help. We give a shit about pool owners, what we do. All right. And you guys, I think you guys know by now we would never steer you wrong. All right. All right. Well, that's about all I got for tonight. That's what this pool school was about. A little longer, but I wanted to get this information out, and I wanted to get this information as thoroughly as I could because I think you guys, as the customers, have a right to know. And I want to make sure that everybody knows the questions to ask. Okay. Just be vigilant. And if you have questions, don't hesitate to text or email Tammi. Okay. Thanks, Gary. Thanks, John. You too, buddy. Thank you very much, my friend. That's about all I got. Everybody have a great day. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Sunday and have a great week coming up. All right. Until the next time. Later.